Okay, so I'm going to be doing question number 5 in the assigned homework 1.4 and 1.5. And basically it's just asking you to solve using a quadratic formula. So the equation that I have is 5x squared plus 22x minus 15 equals 0. And basically the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to recognize your A, B, and C. So my A is 5, my B is 22, and my C is negative 15. And then you're going to remember that your quadratic formula is x equals the opposite of B plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And so now you're just going to take your a, b, and c and you're going to plug it into your quadratic formula. So you should get x equals negative 22 plus or minus the square root of 22 squared minus 4 times 5 times negative 15 all over 2 times 5. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to solve what's underneath the square root. So we'll have the square root of 22 squared minus 4 times 5 times negative 15. And I'll plug that into my calculator and it gives me the square root of 784, which when I plug into my calculator, I get 28. So now I'm going to take 28 and plug that back into my formula. So I'll have x equals negative 22 plus or minus 28 all over 2 times 5. And I'll simplify that back down to negative 22 plus or minus 28 all over 10. So with this, we'll have two equations because of the plus and minus. So our first equation is negative 22 plus 28 all over 10. And our second one is negative 22 minus 28 all over 10. So the first one we're going to solve, and I just normally plug that into my calculator. So I get negative 22 plus 28 equals 6. So I get 6 over 10, which simplified is 3 over 5. So now on this side I have x equals 3 over 5. Now on this side I do the same and I plug it into my calculator and I get negative 22 minus 28, which is negative 50 over 10, which simplified is negative 5. So now on this side I have x equals negative 5. But you want to check your two answers and make sure that it is a solution to the equation up here. So we're going to plug in to our calculator just 5 times 3 over 5 squared plus 22 over 22 times 3 over 5 minus 15. We're going to plug that into our calculator and you should get 0 equals 0. So that means it is a solution. Then you're going to do the same for the other side and you'll have 5 times negative 5 squared plus 22 times negative 5 minus 15. And when you plug that into your calculator, you should get 0 equals 0, which is also a solution. So your answer is x equals 3 over 5, comma, negative 5.